Hey gang, Chris here at TT120. Now then, 2nd of April. Are you as excited as I am? Or are you thinking, oh, this is going to be a bit of a damp squid? Well, um, without any further ado, we're going to get into looking at this morning's announcement. What will be different about the announcement is that I'm going to be commenting on it as we go through the announcement. I'm going to have a look-see how we feel about it and whether or not it's up to our expectations. All, of course, coming from the perspective of someone who's really into TT120 and not just 00, which is where Hornby seem to have sent all their press release stuff to. But that's understandable. Those guys have all got big numbers. But I kind of feel like some of those are going to get a lot of 00 people or whoever complaining about TT120, so you won't get any complaints from here. Let's get on with it, shall we?
Hello Hornby TT fans, and thanks for joining us. Welcome to this special announcement of our TT120 range. I'm going to be running down some of the new additions to the TT120 range, and we also have to catch up with Louis, our designer, about the Class 37 TT120 project. So we've got lots to get through, from locos to accessories. Let's get stuck in. First up, 2 new sets. Into TT125 high-speed train set. This train set features the following: a Class 43 HST power car numbered E43063, a Class 43 HST
we'd worked that one out,
E43062, 2 Mark III TS.
Still kind of wish it was the LNER, but
E42065.
It makes sense that this is a set.
A buffer stop, a full curve,
I think it'd be well received.
Standard straight, a third full curve, a left-hand point, and a re-railer.
I wonder when it's actually going to be available.
Alongside our Intercity 125 high-speed train set, we also have a digital train set with sound. Our HSTs have been
£340.
With everything you need to get started, this is a
with
great
both chips in.
Range.
I mean, that's serious value for money, isn't it?
For steam locos, we have 3 J50s joining the range. BR J50 class 060T 68983. The Gresley designed J50 class eventually comprised 102 locomotives.
£140, but I think I might order all 3.
Driving positions, boilers,
Don't tell the missus, Jim.
Resulting in
tell Mum.
Class parts. Serving across the LNER from Eastfield in Scotland to Cambridge, where there was hard work to be done, a J50 was invariably on hand to do it. Number 68983 was built at Gorton Works and entered service in January 1939 under LNER as number 608. This was the second batch of 14 J50 locomotives that were constructed at Gorton Works, as all the previous members of the class were built at Doncaster Works. It was fitted with vacuum brakes. The locomotive's running number was amended under LNER to 8983 in April 1946. After nationalisation in 1948, the locomotive was under BR ownership and was allocated to Sheffield Darnell Shed in January 1948. It saw another renumbering change to 983 in July 1950. The Hornby J50 model sports an imposing BR black livery with a BR lake crest emblazoned on the body sides.
I do like the black BRs.
An ABS cab area. This model is also DCC ready with a 6-pin socket and includes a 3-pole motor.
Come on.
LNER J50 class 060T 2793. Number 2793 was one of several locomotives that were built at Doncaster Works. It was part of an order of 6 J50
now that's
locomotives,
top of my wish list.
Order number 318, and its working number was 1739. The locomotive entered service in April 1930 to start its duties as a reliable tank engine. Throughout its working life, several shed reallocations took place where the locomotive was moved.
You guys know I like
and finally at Doncaster
the black
on the 9th of June 1962.
with the yellow.
After its withdrawal from service in September 1962, the locomotive became departmental number 16 for use as a steam shunter. After 32 years of service, the locomotive was scrapped on the 30th of May 1965. The Hornby J50 model sports an imposing LNER.
I think that's us done, isn't it?
And represents the prototypical locomotive at the start of its working life, featuring all-wheel pickups and ABS cab area. This model is also DCC ready with a 6-pin socket.
What happened to the other set?
3-pole motor.
They've only discussed one set.
finally, our BR late J50 class 060-68965. Number 68965 entered service in December 1926 as number 1069. Due to the LNR renumbering scheme, the engine's number was changed to 8965 in January 1946.
I would have thought they would have gone
At the
for
start of BR nationalisation in January
another
1948,
livery.
the locomotive was allocated to Stratford Shed.
I know that
Renumbering
the
change to
Southern and Great Western
68965
gang
occurred in August 1949.
possibly aren't going to be too
Various
impressed
shed
by that.
reallocations followed throughout, including Immingham, Frodingham,
But let's
Doncaster,
see.
Murfield, and finally
Who knows what
Holloway
might be coming along
in
later.
May 1962. After 36 years, 68965 will be drawn from service on the 23rd of September 1963. Once again, this Hornby J50 model sports an imposing BR black livery with a BR late crest emblazoned on the body sides. Featuring all-wheel pickups and an ABS cab area, this model is also DCC ready with a 6-pin socket and includes a 3-pole motor. Tanks and wagons up next, and first a BP Shell 12-ton tank wagon. The tank wagon was the main method of transporting liquid cargo in the early days of railway. This type of tank wagon was more commonly seen hauling hazardous liquid chemicals, with
nice.
different designs existing for milk and other such cargo. To replicate true freight operations on your layout, look no further than this BP Shell silver liveried 12-ton.
But it's era 2 and 3 again.
Includes the running number SM1061. Benzol 12-ton tank wagon. This truly eye-catching 12-ton tank wagon is painted in a Benzol and Byproducts limited livery.
Okay.
We also have some container wagon. Tawax IFA wagon with a 45-inch container.
But it's a graphic.
Yes. IFA wagons were constructed by Arbel Falvet Rail in France during the 1980s, and their main duties were to transport freight in shipping containers as their load. As a ferry boat wagon, these wagons could be transported
that's going to make a stunning model,
and were also able to go through the Channel Tunnel to the UK. Coincidentally, 2024 marks the 30th anniversary of the Channel Tunnel.
If it's only a graphic, then that's going to be some down the line, isn't it?
Our model replicates a Tawax SFF
GMFF
IFA wagon with a DFDS black liveried 45-inch shipping container as a load. With a chassis made of die-cast metal, this sturdy wagon can run around the tracks smoothly. Perhaps coupled with a Hornby TT120 Class 66.
If it's got a die-cast chassis, that's going to be a nice weighty,
highly detailed wheel sets with low flanges.
Nice.
Another IFA wagon with a 45-inch container, Hapag Lloyd. Our model replicates a Tawax IFA wagon with a Hapag Lloyd orange liveried 45-inch shipping container as a load. With all the same features.
Yeah, that's a nice graphic.
This is another great addition to.
Will there be a third one? Yes, there's a third one.
Finally, our Tawax IFA wagon with 45-inch container Hanjin. This model sports a Hanjin blue liveried 45
foot, not 45 inch.
And once again,
does it mean
all the same features that you get in our other two IFA wagons. We're going to take a little break from our new additions now to speak to Louis about the Class 37 TT120 project.
Hiya, so my name's Louis, and you may know me by now, but I am a product designer at Hornby. Yeah, so currently we're sat in the Class 37. So I started it in about November, so it's March now,
nice.
Which is about 5-6 months. I've finished the design of it, so the next stage would be to send it to China, and hopefully the tooling will be quite imminent.
Quite imminent. Quite imminent. What's that then? Not soon enough. That's what I say. Handsome loco.
Obviously, TT's a lot smaller than 00, and we didn't have the CAD for the 00 model, even though we do have it in 00. So we actually got someone to scan the whole locomotive, and I was able to basically put that on the CAD software and use it as a reference, which has been
well, if they're scanning that, then hopefully that'll improve accuracy. Well, the CAD model looks very good, doesn't it? That's what superbly does. It'll be interesting to see actually how they do the door handrails. How accurate they would be. And hopefully loads of space inside for everything we need.
Because it's TT, I'd say one of the main difficulties is getting all the parts to fit, which probably includes tolerances, the gaps between the parts, and as you can see there's a lot of detail on the actual locomotive, and trying to get a representation of that on the loco is really important.
Why do you point?
As you probably know, the Class 37 has loads and loads
I know,
of different variations.
It's all
I've had
good fun.
to cater
Try not to
all
be
of that.
mean.
I have
It's
to
all good
ensure
fun.
I make all the parts, so in the future if we bring out a particular variation, I've already created the parts for that.
It'd be nice if there are a variation.
Because it's TT, it's a lot smaller, it still needs to pull everything behind it, so it still needs the weight. So I've been very space conscious to ensure I've maximised the amount of weight within the locomotive, whereas 00 you have the luxury of it being bigger, so it's genuinely just heavier.
Okay.
Getting this pre-made, Class 37. It really puts it into perspective how small TT is, especially compared to the real thing.
Thank you to Louis for
A closer look at that little model would have been
the
better.
locomotive storage for allowing us to film in the 1-to-1 collection.
Yeah.
We're also adding some new coaches and wagons into the range. The Pullman First Class Kitchen Medusa.
Excellent.
The Pullman Car Company took rail travel to the next level of opulence at a time when rail travel was already a premium experience. The Pullman services, as operated by the PCC, lasted almost a century, with the first service operating in 1874 and the last in 1972. Pullman services, with very few exceptions, were made up of the PCC's own rolling stock. This stock consisted of unique to the
maybe
UK, almost
does this
American
replace the
style
ones that
coaches,
people have been
made of wood
complaining
and painted in the umber and cream
have been
livery.
discontinued?
This elegant Pullman coach is painted in the classic Pullman umber and cream livery and continues the Greek naming
It's on
convention
my list.
by being called Medusa. Attention to detail is shown by curtains printed on the insides of the windows. An opulent crest is embladed on the body side.
Any more?
Pullman
Yes.
First Class Kitchen Iolanthe. Pullman services operated
Please don't
on
make
each of the
another
big
break.
four rails
Oh,
and on
we've
the
got
latter
3 breaks
nationalised rail
already.
network. The operator most opposed to the notion of the service was the GWR, who saw their own coaches as being more than luxurious enough, and therefore there would be little point in operating Pullman trains, although they themselves would eventually commission some services. Once again, this elegant Pullman coach is painted in the classic Pullman umber and cream livery and continues the Greek naming convention by being called Iolanthe.
I'm presuming these ones
Attention
are
to detail again
lights.
is shown by curtains
Lights?
printed on the inside of the windows, and an opulent crest is embladed on the body
Has he mentioned
side.
lights yet?
Now, it's not just about locos and rolling stock,
At
though.
least no-
We know you want to create
at least no
layouts,
break
so
car.
we have new accessories being added to
These
our
look
range.
good.
First up, the level crossing. This single-track level crossing can be adapted perfectly to suit your layout needs. There's an option for alternative modern and steam era gates. Different road sections will be available to be clipped on. There are additional level crossings to make a double, triple, or even quadruple, whatever your choice. Any 166mm straight track is suitable to utilise. And we also have some signals joining the range that can be interchanged with this crossing. First up, home signal. The red arms are often seen prior to signals with yellow arms, which signify distant or caution.
Cool.
A semaphore signal is used as per early GWR and LMS operating days.
About
Distant
time.
signal. The yellow arms signify distant or caution and are seen prior to signals with red arms. A
They should
semaphore
sell well.
signal is used as per early GWR and LMS operating days.
Junction
Junction home signal.
Yeah.
The junction home signal represents the type of signal used on the approach to the points. The taller signal controls the main line and are commonly seen neighbouring the yellow arms. Junction distance signal. The junction distance signal represents the type of signal used on the approach points. The taller signals again
These look
control
great.
the main line, whereas the yellow arms signify distant or caution and are seen prior to signals with red arms. And finally, isolating fish plates. Fish plates are a required part of any model railway. These are essential not just for the connecting of track lengths, but they also play a crucial role in allowing power to pass from each section. For a double loop of track, these isolating fish plates can be fitted to the track for the locomotive to not pass the points in a certain loop. Utilise these isolated fish plates for your TT120 layout. 12 isolating fish plates are included.
Okay.
All these new additions are available on our website right now, and we've got many more models coming in the next month. We want to continue to bring you updates on all of our models that are coming in, and there may be some special announcements and surprises here and there.
Maybe.
So
It would be nice if there were some special announcements.
Because you never quite know when we're going to pop up with a new announcement. Join me later today at 1 for a live Q&A with Martin and Carl, and if you're watching this after the fact, you can watch this anytime on our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment, and I'll see you on the next one.
Well, I think there's nothing we weren't expecting, but there were a few things that I was hoping for. Like, there's no reference to the Grizzly Teaks. No reference to the Grizzly Teaks, and I thought they might take this opportunity with that small tank engine to cover some other areas, which would widen the appeal of TT120. And the Southern particularly hasn't got anything, and the Great Western only has a modern era. So I don't know whether or not, good, not as poor as it could have been, not as brilliant as I was hoping for, but I still feel positive about the scale. I still feel positive about its future. If you have any opinion on this, let's start a conversation. Join down below in the comments. Okay, cheers, bye bye. Well, what do you think? Let's have some comments down below. You'll also notice there's a couple of links to some of those new products as well, which are all have got affiliated links for this channel, which help support the channel. We've also noticed there's regularly we get quite a few thousand people who are watching this content but aren't subscribing. Now, if you do subscribe, it's a big assistance to this channel and also to the rest of the TT120 community, I believe, because it gets our voices out there, not just people's opinions of this when they come from different scales, which, we all know about all those, don't we? You guys, please take care. Look after yourselves. We'll see you soon. Jim, should you really be eating the chocolate egg for breakfast? I think your mother cat. Have you got any left? Anyway, don't forget, please like and subscribe, and Jim will stick some videos on the end as usual. Take care. Cheerio, bye.
You'll find him surrounded by all his luggage in a first-class compartment. Don't you be afraid. Just slip the window down and say, Peachy's gone south for the week.
Peachy's gone south for the week?
Yes, and he'll tumble. Well, I'll be getting off now before we reach the station.